What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite ways of getting inventory and a unique way of doing it that I've never really seen before, which is a trade-in program. This model goes over how someone was able to get $35,000 worth of inventory in just one day. So this person went to a local camera shop and said, let me be the trade-in program for cameras. You guys are a brand new shop, you offer new things, and you also offer rentals. Let me give you another advantage that online companies can't really provide, which is a trade-in program. When it comes down to cameras have a very wide range of condition from not working to like new. So I want to capitalize on your staff understanding how to grade a camera, and then on my end I will give you guys the cash to pay for these cameras if they trade it in towards a new model. So you guys get a sale on a new model, and also I get something that I can sell. So there's a few things that you need to consider when you want to create your own trade-in program. In this specific example, he was able to purchase 200 cameras for around $17,500 to 20 grand, right in that range. And they had an estimated value of around $35,000 on different online platforms. Reverse engineering all the fees out of that, and it looks like you have about a $5,000 profit on a $17,500 investment. I want to be as transparent as I can based on what this gentleman told me the margins are. Most people do not have $17,500 to invest in the inventory, and if they did, you need to be very careful and you need to really understand your niche. It comes down really to grading. How good are you able to determine the value of that item? That's going to determine whether or not you are successful at a trade-in program, because there's a very big difference between a camera that's in poor condition and a camera that's in like new condition. We're talking about potentially hundreds of dollars different on just a single item. So what this gentleman was relying on was a brand list of different brands that they accept, a condition list of what conditions he would accept, and then a different grading system for how they do the pricing. So maybe something is able to sell for $500 online. If you are selling it yourself, you've got to deal with returns, fraud, shipping, packing, photographing your camera. Also, you have to describe your camera and all the details, and it's a bit of a hassle to sell an expensive item. Plus, you have to worry a lot about fraud. So people may not want to sell their camera just because they're afraid, and also you're getting customers that just want to upgrade to the newest camera. There are people that trade in a 2-year-old car for a car that's almost exactly the same, but it's a color that they want. This is why I recommend, when you're making a big purchase, I recommend two things. One, you kind of want to get the base model of a brand new item, because you're getting all the features, all the marketing, and where most companies make their money is the accessories and the add-ons. For example, the navigation unit on a normal car, if you buy it from the factory, is almost $2,000. That's more than quadruple the cost of just an average cell phone, which is a way better navigation system than the built-in unit on a car, most likely. Also, those maps need to continuously be upgraded, and over time these units also are prone to needing repair. So if you just get the base model of whatever you're looking for brand new, it's a good way to save money, because in the future, let's say you pay $25,000 for a car with $5,000 worth of accessories, and person B buys a $20,000 car with no accessories. 5 years later, both cars are worth right around $15K. One person depreciated $10,000, the other person depreciated $5,000. Just because of the mileage is a greater indication of the value of it versus the accessories, because accessories are quickly outdated. That being said, if you are buying a pre-owned item, you want to get something with the most accessories, because you can get that same $25,000 car for $15,000 on the pre-owned market, because the accessories lose all those values. So when you're going pre-owned, you might as well get the units with the most things on them. This applies in the resale game big time, because you're looking for, especially on expensive items, there are different models of the same exact camera, same exact bike, same exact fashion accessory in a different color with a different clip is going to cost different amounts of money. In another example, there is shop material style. Instead of offering a trade-in towards a new purchase, they just straight up buy it from you for a certain predetermined amount. You bring in your designer clothing, they give you a quote on the spot for all those different items. You can accept it or not, or donate it. They have the different options for customers when they come in. This is something that people use, and I will give you the #1 reason why wealthy people get rid of stuff. It's not for the money, it's for the space. They are looking for the space. Also met up with Presley at eBay Open, and he runs a hauling company. And the #1 reason people get called in is because they want that space to do something else with. They're literally giving away thousands of dollars worth of stuff for free just so they can have stuff to buy more, room to buy more stuff. So I think TradeIns is very unique. This person was able to get $35,000 worth of goods in just a few hours, and also an agreement with that specific camera shop to do this trade-in program every 3 months. That way you can capitalize on the people who are looking to upgrade to the newest gear just because they want to be the early adopter. You're also helping people who may not have enough liquid capital to just buy a new camera, or people who don't want to go through the hassle of selling their camera. All of these are great reasons for you to jump in there. But again, how could you find 200 cameras just searching on Craigslist or going from pawn shop to pawn shop or thrift store to thrift store? You wouldn't be able to do it, and you would have to rely on your own grading of each individual one. If you partner up with a mom and pop shop locally, they definitely need more business, and if you're working with them, they have the know-how to be able to grade for you. This is a tremendous idea. It's one of my favorites. I've seen it done in clothing, I've seen it done in bikes, and now most recently I've seen it done with cameras. You can also offer rebates. This is another crazy way that people make money without investing too much of their own capital, and they're looking for a quick turn on their money. So for example, if you have a 60-day rebate that you're offering somebody for cameras, you go into a camera store and you basically say, you buy this camera, you get $500 off if you mail us the rebate in the course of 2 weeks. And what they're betting on is that 1 or 2 people out of X amount of people who buy expensive item do not send the mailer in, and they keep that money. Everything is just based on incentives to get people to buy things, and this is just marketing and sales 101. Give people a sense of urgency, and that sense of urgency is what we need to capitalize on as resellers. When people are desperate for time, our profits go up. When people have all the time in the world, they can wait all the time in the world to get all the money. You want people who will take the quick flip so they can get the stuff out of their hair. That's your goal. So as I met all these resellers, I had the opportunity to meet over 100 people in person. The advice I give to you when you go to a conference is do your best to sit with people you don't know. This is a little bit counterintuitive because people may go to conferences just to hang out with old friends. I think you should do both. You should spend half your time hanging out with old friends because it's fun to catch up if you just choose to go that route. If you're going purely on a cutthroat business shark style, then you want to meet as many people as you can. That's why I actually like eBay Open presenting multiple sellers and not going more long form, meaning you get one person that talks about their day, best practices, best tips. That's okay, but that's really only one person. I'd rather eBay present 6 really good sellers or 12 really good sellers for 5 minutes, and then I can choose who I want to go and talk to after. And I've never had an issue with eBay not introducing me to somebody. So for example, I was able to meet Jack Shang. He is one of the largest eBay sellers on earth. He, at one point, I think he was doing more than $50 million a year on eBay. He's one of their most amazing success stories. His store eForce City, EFORCITY, has 4.5 million feedback, and that's just one of his accounts. Think about how insane that is when not every person leaves a feedback. We're talking probably 20 million transactions just on that one account, and he's a multiple platform seller. If you go online, you'll see he's on Walmart. I think he's on Sears as well. He's on Amazon. These are giants in this industry. So I didn't want to just walk up to this guy and say, hey, I'm running a shop out of a small storage. You're running this giant building with 100 employees. Do you want to hang out with me? That's not going to work. This guy is busy, and I want to be respectful. He was there with his wife and his assistant. So I asked an eBay employee to introduce me. So thank you, Doug, for just hooking it up. That's their job, is to help facilitate this for us, guys. If you go to an event and you want to meet somebody, it's best not to just cold walk up to them, in my opinion. Try to sit down with them during lunch with a group, or meet them at the bar, or in Vegas, meet them at the blackjack table. it's just easier to go in with a little bit of a warm introduction instead of going in there cold and saying, give me all your secrets. That's not really how this works. Networking is very time consuming. It's very energy consuming. It wouldn't be unusual to be the most tired you've ever been after a day of walking around at the conference. Most of the people who saw me at the conference can attest to how tired I looked. It's very difficult to try to organize interviews, meet as many people as possible. You better put your A game on. I didn't even drink during the conference, really. I had maybe 2 drinks. I was going to bed as early as possible, and still I was tired just from the sheer amount of energy it requires to try to meet people. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Be vulnerable and share all of your issues that you're working with them. And guys, building a business takes a lot of energy. So I appreciate you guys listening to me. If you enjoy this type of content, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you've ever tried a trade-in program. Take care, everybody.